Hey third graders, today we're going to talk about division. Now when we did multiplication, you may remember that one strategy we used was repeated addition to find the answer. With division, you're going to do repeated subtraction. We're going to do a few of these problems together and hopefully this will make sense to you. Remember, this is one strategy to use with division. We're going to talk about a few more later. Okay, so division is separating a group into equal sets or equal amounts. So each group that you do is going to have an equal amount in it. So let's look at number 1. 8 divided into sets of 4. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my 8 and I know it's going to be sets of 4. So I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 4 X's and draw a circle around them. There's one set. Then I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 4 to make a second set. Okay? So I know that I have 8 X's total, and I divided them into sets of 4, and I had 2 sets. So there are 2 sets. Now this is where your repeated subtraction comes in, okay? What they're trying to get you to understand is that you have 8, and on this first set, you add 4. So you're going to take away 4. 8 minus 4 is 4. And you had 4 left. And you take away another 4 because you had that 4 and you grouped it together. 4 minus 4 is 0. Your goal with repeated subtraction is to always get to 0. This is what they're trying to get you to understand. You have a group and you just take away the repeated subtraction through repeated subtraction to get to 0. So you started with 8, you took away the first set of 4 here, then you took away the second set of 4 here, and it leaves you with 2 sets and you got to 0. I know it's a little confusing, just stick with me and we're going to keep going. Okay, if you would prefer to just divide the sets, you're going to be able to do that as well. Remember, this is just one strategy, okay? So let's look at number 2. 6 divided into sets of 2. So what they're going to have you do is we have a grand total of 6 X's in sets of 2. So there's going to be 2 in each set. So I'm going to go 1, 2. There's one set. 1, 2 is another set. 1, 2 is another set. So I have 3 sets. 3 sets. What they're trying to get you to understand is that you would have 6. And your repeated subtraction would be taking away 2 at a time. So 6 minus 2, when you take away this first set, would be 4. Then you take away another set of 2 here. 4 minus 2 is 2. Then you take away another set, 2, which would give you 0. Basically saying that if you subtracted 2 from 6 3 times, you would get to 0. Okay? You can also just divide your X's if that's easier for you. We'll do, on number 3, we'll just divide our X's, and then with number 4, we'll do our repeated subtraction to show our answer, okay? You're going to need your repeated subtraction in number 5. So let's look at number 3. 10 divided into sets of 5. So we have 10 X's total, and we're going to do 5 in each set because it says sets of 5. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is one set. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is another set. So 1, 2 sets. There are 2 sets. Okay? If that's what makes sense to you, that's completely fine. But we're trying to, again, get you to understand that repeated subtraction is equal to division, just like repeated addition is equal to multiplication. Okay? Look at number 4. 12 divided into sets of 4. So my total number of X's is 12 because that's how many X's are there. And I'm going to do sets of 4. So there's going to be 4 in each set. So let's come over here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I have 1, 2, 3 sets. Now what they're trying to get you to see here is that if you had 12 and you took away 4, you would get 8 minus another set of 4, because here's your first first set, second set. And your final set would get you to 0, which means if you subtracted 4 from 12 3 times, you would end up with 0, which is what you want. It's the same thing as saying, I have, so let's come down here for a second. If I have 4, 4, and 4, and I were to do repeated addition, so 4 plus 4 plus 4 would give me 12. It's the same thing, just going a little backwards, okay? So let's try number 5 together. How many sets of 3 are in 6? So this is where it's trying to get you to do the repeated subtraction. You can use your number line, and you're trying to get to 0. So let's count backwards 3. 1, 2, 3. So there's 1 set. You go back another, and that would be 2 sets. If you need a better visual, go ahead and draw your X's. Okay, so let's do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I'm going to do sets of 3. So I'll circle here. 1, 2. And I know that there are 2 sets of 3 and 6. Then what they're having you do is your repeated subtraction. 6 minus 3, which would be this set. And if I took this set away, I would have 3. And then if I do 3 minus 3 from this set, bring that here, it would give me 0. I hope that makes sense. If it doesn't make sense, it's okay. Remember, this is just one strategy to use when you're doing division. We'll talk about some other ones. Do the very best you can on the back of this page, and I'll see y'all all on class Tuesday.